Good evening, Shifa.
Oh, good evening, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, sir.
Shifa, we'll wait for Zainab to join in, and once she joins, then we will continue the session. So wait for
Oh,
one or two
yes, sir.
more minutes. Saf, are you there? You are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Saf, you are not attending the sessions. I guess 2 3 classes. You have missed 2 3 classes, right? Why were you not attending the classes?
So I couldn't get up from sleep.
Sorry, I'm not able to get your voice clearly.
No, not sir.
All right, so let's continue. Okay, let's have the things. Okay. So you should put an alarm from the next time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Shifa and Saf, we will be starting a new topic today. See, uh, we have started this topic in the previous session. We were talking about the admission of partner in the previous class, but since we haven't covered this topic, the calculation of goodwill. So we will be starting with the calculation of goodwill. Then we will do the reconstitution of the partnership, and then we will again get back to the admission of partner. Since Shifa asked in the previous class whether we could start with the workman compensation investment fluctuation reserve or not. So we will be able to cover those things. But before that, I just want to start with the valuation of the goodwill. Then we will move to the treatment of the fluctuation investment fluctuation reserve and workman compensation, etc. All right, Shifa, is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so everyone, so we'll be starting today's discussion with the meaning of the goodwill. And the purpose of this topic is to understand the valuation of the goodwill. All right. So first of all, if we need to explain what is actually a goodwill. So goodwill is nothing but the name and reputation of a business in the market that business earns over the period of time. So let's suppose if a business is operating for the last 10-year period. So during that 10-year period, the business must have generated some name and reputation in the market. That name and reputation, the fame, good name of the business is considered as the goodwill of the business. So goodwill is nothing but the name and repo in the market of a firm. All right. So what we need to understand in this topic, the purpose of this topic is to make us understand the various method by which goodwill can be calculated. So before going forward with the valuation, before talking about the calculation part, we will first of all try to understand how many types of goodwill are there. See, as we understood the meaning of the goodwill, goodwill is nothing but the name and reputation of a business that business have generated or earned over the period of time. Like for example, if a business is operating for 5, 10, 15 to 50 years, so during that period, such business have must have built up some name and reputation. Like for example, you must have heard of Microsoft. So Microsoft is operating for many years, right? So during this period, Microsoft have some reputation in the generated earned some reputation in the market, right? So the reputation that Microsoft or Apple or any other big name, the Facebook, the Instagram, or any other big company have in the market is considered as the goodwill of that company or goodwill of that firm. Now, from the viewpoint of the accounting, we have categorized the goodwill into two parts. Just a minute. I think I made a mistake in the spelling of the goodwill. Let me correct that. Yes, all right. So, goodwill is the name and reputation of a business which help it to earn more profit than the other. All right. So, the if a business have name and reputation in the business in the market, it will help a business to earn more profit than the rival firm. All right. So, it will have help a firm to generate the super profit. Now, from the accounting point of view, we have classified the goodwill into two parts. One is called the self-generated goodwill, and then there is the purchased goodwill. All right. So we will be talking about in this topic is in this particular topic we will be focused upon the calculation of the self-generated goodwill. But let me make this very clear. Purchase goodwill is that goodwill that we purchased that we have purchased from some other party. So for example, if you have started a business of electronics, like for example, if you're going to start a business of headphones, earphones, earbuds. Now, if you will be doing the business by your name, nobody is going to buy your product unless and until you have spent like 4 5 years in the market, and over the period of time when you will build up the reputation of your business build up in the market, then only your sales will pick up. But on the other hand, you can, when at the time of the starting the headphone business, what you have done, you contacted the Sennheiser or the Boat or any other big brand, and the name you have bought the name of such firm. You That means you are buying the goodwill of some other firm, that is called the purchased goodwill. So when you buy the goodwill of some other firm, that is called purchased goodwill. And when it is the self-generated, when it is your goodwill that you have built over the period of time, that is called the self-generated goodwill. So basically goodwill can be classified as into two sections, self-generated and the purchased goodwill. One more difference is there between the self-generated and the purchased goodwill is that purchased goodwill is shown in the books of account. You will be able to see the value of the goodwill in the balance sheet itself. To purchase goodwill, whenever you are buying anything and you are paying any amount for buying such good, since you have bought the good for business, you need to show it. You can show it in the books of account. So purchase goodwill is always shown in the books of account. On the other hand, self-generated goodwill are not recorded in the books of account. So this is there are two types of goodwill: the self-generated and the purchase goodwill. Purchase goodwill is shown in the books of account, and the self-generated goodwill are not recorded in the books of account. This is the basic difference. All right. Now we will talk about various methods by which goodwill can be calculated. So broadly classifying the methods, we have four method of valuing the goodwill of a firm. For the valuation of goodwill, we have four methods. Number one is the average profit method. Then we have the weighted average profit method, super profit method, capitalization method, which is further divided into two part: capitalization of average profit method and capitalization by average profit method, and then capitalization by super profit method. All right. So everyone, I hope these points are clear. Let me recall this one more time. What I've told you, that goodwill is the name and reputation of a business in the market that business have earned over the period of time, and the goodwill is going to help a business earn more profit than the rival firm, than their competitor. Having the good name and reputation of the business in the market enables a firm to generate more profit than the other firm. Then I've told you that goodwill can be further classified as the self-generated or the purchased goodwill. The basic difference between the self-generated and the purchased goodwill is that self-generated goodwills are not recorded in the book, not shown in the books of account, but purchased goodwill is shown in the books of account. Then we discuss the various method by which goodwill can be calculated. So as I told you, there are primarily four methods: average, weighted, super, and capitalization method. But capitalization method is further divided into two parts: capitalization by average profit method, then capitalization by super profit method. What are we going to do in this topic? We will be discussing about all these methods one by one. These are very simple methods by which goodwill is calculated, not difficult at all. But we will be, since it is going to be a lengthy topic, we will be covering all these methods one by one. So it is going to take 2-3 sessions, but we will be able to easily understand the concept of the goodwill one by one. All right, I hope these points are clear to you. I want all of you to write this down. Start with the meaning of goodwill, then write down the classification of the goodwill, then also write down the methods by which goodwill can be calculated. Shifa, Saif, and Zainab, is everything clear? Anybody having any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Everything is clear.
Everything is clear. Okay. Please note this down, and also tell me whenever you want me to switch the slide, change the slide.
Sir, can you please change it? Done, sir. Done, sir.
Done, all of you? Zainab, Shifta, Saif.
Yes.
Okay, just a minute. Saif, you're also done? Or still writing?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm done.
You're done, okay. Just a minute. All right, so now we need to understand how do we actually find out the value of the goodwill by the average profit method. So see, this is the formula that we use. So we will be covering all these methods one by one. So I'm just starting with the average profit method. And see, keep that in mind. This is very, very important that this entire topic is completely formula based. So unless and until you remember the formula, you won't be able to solve the question. So make sure that you don't forget the formula. Make sure that you remember the formula. All right. Only then you will be able to solve the formula, to solve the questions. So I'm starting with the first method of the valuation of goodwill, that is average profit method. And the formula for the same is this: goodwill equals to average profit into number of year purchased. This is the formula: average profit into number of years purchased. I want you to write this down quickly. We will do a small question based on this formula, and then I'll be giving you a few questions to solve it yourself as well. Let me know once you are done so that we can start the question.
Done, sir.
Done, okay. Done, everyone. Steph as well. Steph,
Yes,
done.
sir.
Okay, so see, we'll be starting with this question. Goodwill is to be valued at 3 years purchase. All right, goodwill is to be, so this is the number of year purchase. Goodwill is to be valued at 3 year purchase basically means this is the number of year purchase given in the question. According to the formula, we require two things. First of all, we require the average profit, then we require the number of year purchase. So in the first line itself, first line of the question, the number of year purchase is directly given. What is written there? It is written that goodwill is to be valued at 3 years purchase. So number of year purchase is actually 3 of 4 years average profit. All right, so we will have to find out the average profit of the last 4 years, and whatever the average profit that we will get, we will simply multiply it with the 3 years. So the form, as per the formula, average profit we require, and then we need to multiply it with the number of year purchase. Okay, so to find out the average profit of the last 4 years, the 4 years profit is already given to us in the question. Profit for last 4 year is, for the year 2017 it is 12,000. For the year 2018 it was 18,000. Then in the year 2019 it was 16,000. Then 14,000. So all we need to do is find out the average profit and then simply multiply it with the number of year purchase. All right, I hope the question is clear, everyone. Please confirm so that we can start with the solution. Saif and everyone else, please tell me if
Yes,
the
it's
question is
clear.
clear.
Yes, sir.
It's clear. Okay. Saif, is this clear to you as well? Saif, please confirm if this is clear or not.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Clear. Okay. So see, first of all, since we need to find out the value of the goodwill, so always remember this. First of all, just write down the formula of calculating the of calculating the goodwill. The formula for finding out the goodwill is, in case of average profit method, first of all, we will write down calculating goodwill by average profit method. All right. I don't want you to write this down now. Just pay attention, try to understand. I'll give some extra time to note this down. Just try to understand for now, and then I'll give you some extra time to note it. So for finding out the goodwill by average profit method, first of all, we'll apply the formula. Value of the goodwill equals to, the formula is average profit, then we will multiply it with the number of years purchased. Okay, so since the average profit is not directly given in the question, so for that purpose, we will have to find out the average profit by preparing an extra working note. So I'm finding out the average profit here, average profit of the firm. So for finding out the average profit, what we will do is that we will first of all just add the last 4 years profit and then divide it by the total number of years. So average profit, the formula for average profit is total profit of last 4 years and then we will divide it by 4 years. So the total profit of last 4 years is, for the year 2017, it is 12,000, right? For the next year, it was 18,000. Then in the next year, it was 16,000. And then next year, the last year, it was 14,000, right? Now we will divide it by 4 years. So what will be the value that we will get? 12,000 plus 18,000 is 30,000. 30 plus 16 is 46 plus 14 is 60,000. 60,000 divided by 4. It will be 15,000. Someone already told me the answer. 15,000. This is the average profit. I hope this calculation is clear, everyone. Tell me, Saif, Shifa, and Zainab, is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. So we will get back to the main formula and write down the value of the average profit that we just got by preparing the working note, which was 15,000. And then we will multiply it with the number of years purchased, which was already given in the question as 3 years. So the value of the goodwill will be 15,000 into 3, that will be 45,000. All right, I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now one thing that you need to keep in mind is that, see, in this question, we in the last 4 years we only generated profit. So since in the last 4 years we have we have profit in every year. So to find out the average profit, what we have done, we just added all the values. But sometime in the question, it says that there is a loss in some particular year. So whenever there is a loss in a year, instead of adding that value, we will need to subtract. Let's suppose for the time being that let's suppose in the year 2020, we, instead of having a profit of 14,000, we, if we would have the loss of 14,000, then in such a situation we would have subtracted 14,000. So the thing that I'm trying to explain here is that whenever there is a profit you should add the profit, but whenever there is a loss, you need to subtract the amount of loss. I hope this point is clear, everyone. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So now you can write this down, and if you still have any difficulty, you can ask. I'm just zooming out a little.
Sir, can you show the question?
Yeah, I'm showing you the question. Just a minute. All right. Please note this down quickly. Please tell me once you are done so that we can move to the next question. Saif,
Yes,
Shifa,
I'm done.
and Saif, you are still doing it? Zainab,
No, sir.
done na?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. All right. So moving to the next question, and the next question will be question number 51. All right. Everyone, I want all of you to try this question. In this question as well, we need to find out the goodwill by the average profit method. Question is saying that the purchase, we need to find out the goodwill on the basis of 3 years purchase of the average profit. We have been provided with the profit of different years, the year 2020, 19, 18, 17, and 16. All we need to do is find out the average profit and accordingly multiply it with the number of year purchase so as to find out the value of the goodwill as per the average profit method. So I'm giving you 6 minutes to solve this question. Please solve it and tell me the answer quickly. And if anybody having any doubt regarding the question, also let me know that. Sam, the question, Sam, question is clear to you?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Done, all of you? Done, Shifa, Zainab, Saif.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, done.
Shifa, could you please tell me the answer you have got?
30 lakh.
30 lakh is the answer. Okay. And Zainab and Saif, could you please tell me the answer?
Sir, I got 3 million.
3 billion.
Yeah.
That is 30. That is same value, no? That 30 lakh. And Saif is getting 2 lakh 52,000. What is this value? 25 lakh 24,800. Okay. All right. So in that case, I think all of you have got the wrong value. I'm not sure, but let me check the solution. See, first of all, yeah, 30 lakh is the correct answer. Yeah, 30 lakh is the correct. See, only Seth have got the incorrect answer. See, what I've told you that in order to find out the value of the goodwill, we will simply apply this formula: average profit into number of year purchase. Yes or no? Seth, is that clear to you? The formula is clear. Yes or no? Tell me now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then to find out the value of the goodwill, average profit need to be calculated. For that purpose, we will prepare an extra working note. And here, by preparing an extra working note, we can show the calculation of the average profit. And that is what I've told you, that for the initial 3 years, we have a profit, 8 lakh profit plus 15 lakh profit, 18 lakh profit. So since we are having a profit of 8115, sorry, 8 plus 15 plus 18. So what we need to do, we will simply add these profit. But in the 4th year, we have a loss. And if there is a loss, we need to subtract such loss. And in the next year, 5th year, we again have a profit. So we will add this as well. So in order to find out the average profit, what we will do, we will simply add 8 plus 15 plus 18, then subtract 4, and then add 13 as well. By doing that, you will get 50 lakh as the total value, and dividing it by 5, you will get 10 lakh. Is that clear, Saf? You're able to understand this, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Calculation was wrong.
Your calculation was wrong. No issue. Please verify it now, and if you still have doubt, you can then ask me. I've taken the same value, average profit, to our main calculation, that is 10 lakh, and into 3 we will get the value of the goodwill. I hope this is clear now. Saf, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone. So we are moving to the next question, and this time question is little different. See, it is saying that Anu, Baby, and Chetan are partners in a firm, sharing profit and losses equally. They decided to take deep into partnership from 1st of April 2020 for 1/5 share in the future profit. Okay. For this purpose, goodwill is to be valued at 100% of the average annual profit of the previous 3 years or 4 years, whichever is higher. The annual profit for the purpose of goodwill for the past 4 years were given as: for the year 31st March 2020 is 2,88,000, then 1,81,800, 1,872,000, 2,53,200. These are the profit that firm have generated over the period. Taking into consideration all these values, we need to find out the value of the goodwill. Okay, so question is pretty simple. Now just to make you a little confused regarding the question, what question have provided you with unnecessary information. See, from the viewpoint of the calculation of the goodwill, you don't require these information. So all these points are completely useless. These are not at all relevant for the valuation of the goodwill, since question is only asking for the valuation of the goodwill. So we don't require these information. So our basically question start from this point onward. For this purpose, goodwill is to be valued at 100% of the average annual profit. Okay, so now if you ignore these unnecessary information, you will find that there is nothing new in this question. Just a minute. The only thing is that Okay. So the only thing is that this time the number of year purchase is given in terms of percentage. Like in the previous two question, number of year purchase was given as in terms of year. Number of year purchase was 3 years in the previous two questions, right? But see, in this question, what question is saying, we need to find out the value of the goodwill. We need to find out the value of the goodwill 100% of the average profit. So instead of giving the number of year purchase, this time the percentage is given. That is not a problem. All we need to do is find out the average profit. Like we used to do in the previous question, we will be finding out the average profit. And whatever the average profit you will get, this time instead of multiplying it with the number of year purchase, you will be multiplying it with the 100%. Since it is written in the question that goodwill will be 100% of the average profit. I hope this point is clear, everyone.
Yes,
Got
sir.
it or not? Okay. Now, one more important thing given in the question is that how do we calculate average profit? On which average profit we will be calculating goodwill? It depends. The question is saying that we need to value the goodwill as the 100% of the average annual profit of the 3 years or 4 years. You can either calculate the value of the goodwill, or you can you can calculate the goodwill as 100% of the average profit of the 3 years or the 4 years, whichever is higher. Got it? Point is that we need to find out the average profit of the 4 year as well as 3 years, and then we need to decide which value is higher, and then we need to calculate 100% of that value so as to find out the value of the goodwill. So let me make the question more understandable for you. Just a minute. See, this is what question is basically saying. Question is, first of all, question is saying that we need to question is saying that we need to value the goodwill like this. Goodwill will be calculated as goodwill equals to average profit equals to 100% of the average profit. Goodwill equals to 100% of the average. This is how we will be finding out the average profit this time. Instead of multiplying it with the number of year purchase, this time we will be multiplying it with the percentage. All right. Now, question tells us that how do we find out this average profit? So, question is saying that we need to find two average profits. Number one, we have to find out the average profit of the last 4 years. Right? We need to find out the average profit of the last 4 years as well as 3 years. And whichever average profit is higher, let's suppose 4-year average profit is 2 lakh let's suppose for the time being, average profit of the last 4 years is 2 lakh and average profit of last 3 years, let's suppose 2,50,000. So it is the average profit of the last 3 years is greater than the average profit of the 4 years. So for the purpose of calculation of the goodwill, we will take this value as the average profit, and then we will multiply it with the 100%. Got it? The thing is that question want us to calculate the 4 years as well as 3 years goodwill. Sorry, 4 years average profit and 3 years average profit, and depending on which average profit is higher, we will have to find out the goodwill as the 100% of that average profit. Got it? Is this clear, everyone? Shifa, Zainab, and Saif?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear. Okay. So let's solve this question. Just a moment. So anybody want to try it first, or should I solve this for you? You want me to solve it, or
So
you want
one
to try?
second. 1 second, I'm solving it.
You're solving it. Okay. So I want everyone to try this once, and I'm also solving it in the background. Once you are done, let me know, and then I'll show you my solution as well. But I still want everyone to try this.
So I got it.
Got the answer? All right.
Yeah.
Just wait for 2 minutes so as to solve. Let everyone solve it, and then we'll ask for the answer. Everybody got the answer? If you are trying now.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. Yes, everyone, please tell me the answer. Have you got the answer? All right, let's first of all start with Shifa. Shifa, how much you have got?
So I got 227,55,000.
Okay. And Zainab?
So
Zainab,
I also got the same.
you also got the same. Okay.
Yeah.
But sir,
Yeah.
it says that 100% of the average annual profits, right? So what if
Mhm.
we do 2,27,550 into 100%? Because that will be 100 by 100, and the answer will be 2,27,550, right?
The answer will be same as the average profit.
Right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 100% of the same value will be same value, na? 100% of 100 will be 100. You are getting this or not? I think I have.
Yes, sir. That's what I just said. Yeah.
See.
I actually got
Okay.
confused, so I did it both ways.
Okay. Just wait a moment. Saf is saying that okay, Saf is not able to find the answer of this question. All right, let me show you the solution of the question, Saf. Try to understand this. See, first of all, so in order to find out the valuation, in order to find out the value of the goodwill, we will apply this formula: goodwill equals to average profit into 100%. Yes or no? Is this clear? The formula is clear to you, Saif?
Yes,
Yes or
sir.
no? Saif?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then to find out the average profit, as question was saying, that we need to find the average profit of the last 3 years as well as 4 years, and whichever is higher, we will consider that average profit for the valuation of the goodwill. So when you will determine the average profit of the last 3 years, for that purpose you will have to add the last 3 years profit. So we will add 2,88,000, right? You are able to see that 288, 181, 800, 187, 220. You will add all these value and then divide it by 3 to get the average profit of the last 3 years. That is what I have done in the solution as well. 288,000 plus 181,800 plus 187,200 dividing it by 3 years, we will get 2,19,000. Got it? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now to find out the average profit of the last 4 years, all you need to do, you have to add one more year's profit. 288, 181, 800, 187,200 plus 2,53,200, and then we will divide it by 4 this time to so as to find out the average profit of the last 4 years. And after calculating it, you will get 2,27,550, and you can clearly see that the last average profit of the last 4 years is greater than the average profit of the last 3 years, right? You're able to see that now.
Yes, sir.
2,19,000 is less than the 2,27,000. So since the average profit of the
Yes.
last 4 years is greater than the 3 years profit, what we will do, we will just simply take this value 2,27,500 to our main formula, 2,27,550, and then we need to find out the 100% of this value that will be considered as the value of the goodwill. So 100% of this value will be the same value. 100% of anything is the same value itself. So 2,27,550 will be the answer. I hope this is clear to you now. Saif, is this
Yes.
clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. All right, everyone. So moving on to next question. Okay. Now there are few more things that we need to discuss regarding the valuation of the goodwill. There are certain abnormal incomes and abnormal losses that need to be added and subtracted in the profit so as to find out the normal profit, and then after finding out the normal profit, you will be able to find out the correct average profit, right? But since the time we don't have enough time to discuss all these things, so we will be talking about all these calculation of the normal profit, and then we will be solving few more questions based on the goodwill in the next session. So in the next class, we will be discussing about the calculation of the normal profit, and then we will discuss few more questions based on the goodwill. All right, so guys, this is it for today's class. In today's session, we were talking about the valuation of the goodwill, wherein I have told you we started our session with the meaning of the goodwill, wherein I've explained that goodwill is nothing but the name and reputation that a business develop over the period of time, and on account of the goodwill, a firm will be in a position to earn higher profit, not more than the normal profit, that is super profit. And for the purpose from the accounting point of view, we have classified the goodwill into two sections: the self-generated goodwill and the purchase goodwill. And self-generated goodwill is never shown in the books of account. It never forms part of the balance sheet, but purchase goodwill is always shown in the books of account. So this way you will be able to differentiate that which goodwill is the self-generated goodwill or the purchase goodwill. Whenever you see a goodwill appearing in the balance sheet, you can simply presume that it is a purchase goodwill. And if goodwill is given in the additional information section, that means if it is not being shown in the balance sheet, you will have to presume that it is the self-generated goodwill. Then we'll discuss various methods by which goodwill can be calculated. So there are four methods which generally on the basis of which we calculate goodwill, which is average profit, weighted profit, super profit, and capitalization method. We were talking about the average profit method in today's session, wherein we understood the formula to find out the goodwill by this method, which says that goodwill can be calculated simply by multiplying the number of year purchase with the average profit. And we did 2-3 questions based on the same. So we will be talking about more regarding the valuation of the goodwill in the next session. We will also learn about how to find out the normal profit of the firm, what is abnormal income and abnormal losses. But for that, you will have to attend the next class. So this is it for today's session. Thank you very much, everyone. If anybody still have any doubt, they can ask
Thank
me.
you, sir.
Otherwise, everyone can
No,
leave the
sir.
session now. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
All right. Take
Thank
care.
you, sir.
Goodbye. Saf, you want me to? Do you want to ask anything? Do you have any doubts? Everything is clear that we discussed in today's class. Saf, are you there? Saf. All right. So I'm ending the session now.